Okay, well, yeah, I'm back in my favorite little room, and well, I got really bored today. So, I mean, it's Sunday. I believe it's the 6th or something like that. I'll tell you in a second. Uh, Sunday the 8th of January. Well, me and a nice little discovery. I've never taken apart my father's old Winchester, his Model 12, and yeah, I finally decided to do it. At least take it down as far as I can. Now, I got the bolt out. I was kind of a bitch, but it was easy enough. Here I got him sitting right up in this lovely little thing. As you can see, you've got your bolt, your trigger, your springs, your ammo stop. A whole 9 yards. Well, like I said, I made a strange little discovery. Well, yeah, I knew my father bought some of his weapons out of state. Never knew when. Well, as I was taking apart this lovely little stock, I take off the 2 screws in the butt. I'm just gonna flat out. Yeah, I found out where he sold it or where he bought it from, and well, I'll just flat out. This goes to show you, whenever you take apart your weapons and you don't know the condition or the care that the old owner took in them, this is going to prove it. My father's had this weapon for over 30 years. Never took it apart. He said, and I quote, it's an old Winchester. It'll run just fine. Well, yeah, it'll run. Let me show you some of the lovely little parts. This, as you know, is your bolt. I'll even pull up the light so you can actually see it. This is your lovely bolt. On the outside it looks fine. Go on the inside, nasty, cruddy. Trigger housing. I don't know if you can really tell by the light, but again, nasty and cruddy. I like my weapons to function right. By all means, I'm not gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but I mean, you know what? I do like to have 90% of the shit off of the weapons. Well, also decided to take apart the stock. Well, at least part of it. To see how long the screw goes in. Come to find out, my longest screwdriver in the house won't fit. So, well, this is the stock. And, yeah, it's pretty nasty in here, too. It ain't pretty. But I made a nice little discovery, While taking apart the butt, or the butt plate, or shoulder pad, or whatever you want to call it. For some of you guys who's lived in the state or in Maine for a while, something along that lines. Well, I waited till my father came home to ask him. I found out when and where he purchased it. It's a 16 gauge. The place he bought it from was Goodwin's General Store. Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, he remembered it. He remembered where he bought it from in Maine. Goodwin's General Store. Groceries, hardware, gas, oil, footwear, clothing, drugs, beer, ale, complete gunsmithing, and sales. In Sherman Mills, Maine. My father purchased this on 9/14 of 1980. Now, my father said at the time, Goodwin was about 75 years old at the time. And we're talking 30 years ago. He said, my father, it has a note. You practically stole this. Model 12 16 gauge with the serial number. Signed, Fred Goodwin. Well, if you don't believe me, yeah. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there's some of his family members still around, or something along that lines. But you know what? It's just a piece of history in my house. A lot of the weapons I have, yeah, they are old. I'll be the first to admit it. This thing's probably old. This thing I know is older than I am. But, it's got matching numbers. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass to take apart. I'll fully admit it. But, you know what? It's a piece of history. So, this is going to go to show you. Always be surprised whenever you find something. I got to get back to work. I got to get this ultrasonic running. These parts are going to be in there for at least a good half hour to clean up. So, you guys take care. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Always talk to strangers. And remember, if they offer you a piece of candy, take it. You don't know what's hidden inside.